Change Your POV podcast and all its shows within its network are working together to bring the best coaches, entrepreneurs, business leaders, and mentors in the industry to teach you guys how to crush it in life, love, wellness, and your transitions both at home and at work. Imagine having a mix of experienced mentors teaching you their expertise, packing decades of research, experience, education, testing, and tough lessons into a concise curriculum. We've created one of the premier veteran transitional podcasts available anywhere, and it's free. This is the show we wished we had over a decade ago. Now, this show is about you, and we're here to help you become just as successful out of uniform as you were when you were in every area of your life. Make sure you stay up to date with everything going on here and get some free giveaways, ebooks, downloads, and exercises that will help you become more prepared in your post-military life by signing up for the newsletter at changeyourpov.com. If you're new to the show but want to learn more about us and what we teach on the Change Your POV podcast network, you can head over to changeyourpov.com/about us. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Change Your POV podcast. My name is Bennett Tanton, and I am your solo host tonight. Today, we've got Brandon Buttrey. Brandon is a U.S. Navy FMF hospital corpsman veteran, and basically an all-around ninja. Brandon is a 10-year combat veteran from Houston, Texas, and now he is the CEO of Counter-Strike Coffee. So, Brandon, thanks for being on, buddy.
Hey, man. I am totally excited to be on here, dude.
So what's been going on? So it's been a while since we talked, so.
I know. It's kind of hard to pick and choose, like, where do I start? It's crazy. It's one of those things where, in the beginning phases, I was in oil and gas. I transitioned from the military, got into oil and gas, and I got to a certain level where I can kind of start up some side businesses as kind of like a hobby. And now this is my sole project. I got laid off from oil and gas in 2015. And
right.
Now I got to basically grow the motivation in the coffee business, the Entrepreneurship all the way and try and get some income from this stuff, man.
Right. So anything else going on besides just coffee? Is it just the coffee? You're just kicking that?
No, there's a couple other things that I do. Like today, I had to go out, and usually it's on Sundays. I do a radio show here in Houston called VOC Radio, Veteran Operations Command Radio.
Yeah, I've seen that. And
we turned that into a podcast on SoundCloud.
Very cool.
That's going very well. We've had, some great guys, Rocco from Article 15 Clothing, and then I've had Nick Palmachano from Ranger Up, and we're looking at Tim Kennedy, hopefully here shortly, Dakota Meyer.
Good stuff.
We've had some great guys. Oh, and even Jeff Kyle from the Chris Kyle Memorial Benefit. Yeah, trying to roll him on as well.
Yeah, man. That's awesome. So, I have to say, I just got some more of your coffee. I have to order, and I love the name, man. Every time I hear it, I laugh. Is Liberal Tears.
Yeah. Now, Liberal Tears is different, man. It's Liberal Tears is the gun oil. The people who own that, they're like, hey, Doc, we want a coffee.
Right.
Here's our logo. What can you do? So we designed the bag, white label, and then I wrote up everything for it. They gave the stamp of approval. And I'm like, what kind of coffee do you want? And they're like, we like something dark roasted, but we want a little flavor to it. So they told me they have a bacon-infused gun oil.
Right.
And I'm like, well, let's try a bacon coffee. But I really couldn't get bacon to come out too much. It was really blending in with the coffee. So
right. It sounds so weird too. But I mean, I guess it makes sense because you get that. Yeah. You get that note, Yes, true.
Well, we switched it up, made it a little bit more sweet, so we did maple bacon flavor.
That's badass, bro.
Yeah. And it's worked out just extremely well. Can't keep it on the shelves. You know, it's gone as soon as it comes in, having to reorder.
Right.
You know, and you got to think when this started, it was 3 roasts. It was a light, a medium, and a dark. Firewatch, Smooth Operator, Napalm, and now it's close to 8.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
I've got a coffee coming out for General Mattis, dude.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
we
call sign Chaos Coffee.
Chaos Coffee. Sweet.
Yeah.
We had a giveaway not that long ago that we did, and part of it was any bag of coffee that you wanted, but he chose the K-Cups. So we got I bought the K-Cups for him. So what's up with the K-Cups? That's not, are you getting that from someone else too or not?
Yeah, so I got a chief friend of mine that's up in Chicago. He runs a company called Navy Joe Coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And we just kind of like brought some things together, and he has a press. So I said, hey, dude, I want to come out with a line. So I bought the cups, and it's really cool because the cups themselves are like 100% recyclable.
Right.
Because I just didn't like that aspect, that it's trash.
Yeah.
And so once I kind of got that underway, he was telling me what I could do with it. I know some competitors, they have really neat, like one of them is their K-Cups. It looks like an ammo can, and it's like shells inside of it, or like blasting caps. So I'm like, what can I do? And I look over in my garage and I see this, I have a grenade box. And I'm like, oh my gosh, grenade box, dude, calf grenades. Blow yourself up with some caffeine, dude. Get it rolling.
Right.
So,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I finally got that kicking up. That's going great. I'm going to have to do more, but this whole thing has turned itself over to where I'm looking to where I'm going to be moving my roasting and combining everything that I do with outsourcing into one area, of basically a distribution center and a roastery. And not only provide coffee for Counter-Strike, but if someone else wants to get into coffee themselves and support a veteran-owned coffee business, they can do it too, where I can guide them to where they have their own type of coffee for their shop.
Yeah, roll like some private label stuff type thing.
Yeah, for their gun store, for their own coffee shop, a cafe, restaurant, whatever.
Yeah.
And then even into businesses where I can roll it into businesses as well.
And then they just get their own distinct roast that they want.
Yep, what they want.
That's badass.
And then, of course, the calf grenade is a roast on its own, but eventually we're going to have every single flavor and roast of my stuff in the K-Cup as well. It's blowing up, literally.
Yeah, literally.
Literally.
So are you still rocking the farmer's market or not?
I'm not, dude. I had to pull away from there because
no, I just think it's so cool, bro. It's just a matter of, because literally, I think the last time that you and I mean, we've talked back and forth via text and Messenger and whatnot, but I think the last time we actually, that when you did Cigars and Sea Stories, that was like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't that freaking crazy, man?
It is. Like, I remember listening, I can't remember how I found Cigars and Sea Stories, but I just, I was listening and I enjoyed the show. And then, you guys were awesome about getting me on there. And, even with Michael Penny, talking with him and where he's guided me in the beginning stages of this. And,
for sure.
The 5-paragraph order business plan and him being on TED Talks, it was just outstanding.
Yeah, buddy.
And it's crazy how fast this goes and how intense it has gotten, in such a short period of time.
Right. I mean, you were on Tommy, right?
Yeah, I was on The Blaze. I've been in multiple podcasts, radio shows, Boom Cutler's show. I've been on local television here. And now, the way it looks, how things are going, possibly Good Morning America.
Nice.
Yeah, CBS Radio, Forbes magazine.
It's so funny, man.
Yeah,
it's just how it happens. It's just out of nowhere. You're like, bam! You get slapped in the face with it, and it's on.
It's crazy, and I mean, I'm not trying to jinx anything either, but there are possible talks. I'm working with some people on a TV show.
Right. That's awesome,
man.
It's always good to hear, man. I love it. I love it all. It's always good to hear veterans kicking ass, taking names, doing good shit. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, I know that back in 2015, at the end of 2015,
Hmm.
you got hit with some bad news, man. And it was kind of rough there for a while. And,
Yeah.
but it's about picking yourself up and dusting yourself off. And
Yeah.
how did you do that? I mean, was it just basically knuckling down and that was it? This is
You
what I got
know,
to do. Tell us
I
about
went,
that.
yeah, I went back to my roots, man. When I got out, when I transitioned out of the military, I sought veteran groups, here in Houston, Lone Star Veterans Association, Marine for Life program, and, so on and so forth. And basically, I went back to my community on what I can do. Do I get another job? I worked for Lone Survivor Foundation for a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and, just kind of turned some things over, but with everyone willing to help or be a part or see it go somewhere, I was able to really kind of pick myself up. I went back to school to get my master's degree, and make things work. It's been tight. I haven't taken an income yet.
Right.
So my wife's over here busting her tail as a bookkeeper, helping trying to make ends meet. But it's at that point, man. Like I got to make something happen, like right now. But it's here, it's at that point, and it's one of those things too where I've humbled myself. Like I know who's helped me. I know where everything came from. It's not all myself. I'm not going to sit here and take full credit. And like, that's what I push out there on my social media as well. There's veterans doing awesome things. Like right now, I'm wearing socks that are done by a veteran made here in the US called Bold Foot socks.
Yeah, man. I have a pair too. They're
Isn't that
badass.
insane? I got a watch from, uh, oh God, I forgot the company and they're going to kill me for not remembering, but this guy makes watches, dude. And it's just insane. And, if we can all team together and, push initiatives, we can make such an awesome impact in the community. Um, it's just really, it's overwhelming, man. It's awesome.
I mean, there really is enough to go around. I mean, that's kind of how I always put it.
And you're right.
It's and even people that are in each other's wheelhouses, man. Well, if you really look at it, like look at the collaboration between like Article 15 and Ranger Up.
Yeah.
That's just kind of like one of those things, textbook type of things. Like you look at that and go, these guys are in the same space. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And they're working together,
Yeah.
pretty successfully too, I'd say.
Yeah.
I mean,
Very.
I know there's been issues here and there, but it is what it is. That's veteran society in general. Shit. I mean, how many times did we freaking go when we were active duty and we'd be full-fledged fist fights?
Yeah.
But don't fuck with any of us because we'll rip your freaking heads off. I might
You're
hate
damn
the
right.
guy, but if he's my guy, he's my guy.
He's my guy. I take responsibility for
You know
that.
what I mean? So that's how I kind of look at it. And
And it's an initiative too to get a lot of these veterans that kind of doke around and not sure what they want to do with their life, and they feel like that there's a negative thing that they have to do with themselves, whether it be drinking or pills or even suicide, to get them away from that and show that, look, man, there's an impact that everybody can make, and let's hire veterans. Let's get it out. It's an initiative,
mm-hmm.
To take care of each other outside, and then, hire and really just grow the community. And it's that positive impact. The thing that I can't stand, that I don't like seeing, is, this whole thing about dysfunctional veterans and don't mess with me. I'm an angry veteran. I'm like, get that shit the fuck out of here, man. There's no time for that trash. We're doing awesome things. Look at the guy who brought up FedEx. I mean, he's a veteran. He's a Marine. I
Fred
mean,
Smith.
yes. I mean, come on,
Well, dude,
man.
look at him. You got Fred Smith. You've got the guy who Little Caesars.
Yeah, that's right.
Shit. Of course we go down this road. Now I can't remember any of the freaking names.
Yeah,
Mike
that's how it
Ilitch,
goes.
that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Ilitch, the guy who started Domino's, was a freaking vet. Was a Marine vet as well. Same with Ilitch. Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot, and they're real big on the veteran community
And
too.
he started the Bernie, damn, I can't remember his name. It's not Madoff. Haha, that scumbag. But anyway, you know, I mean, most of those things. I had a big conversation today, and a lot of people are having issues trying to, you know, veteran entrepreneurship, right? And we talk about guys coming back from World War II, and that literally like 50% of them, or I can't remember what the statistic is, but so many of them started businesses like, you know, things like that. But we got into a little debate on Facebook today because basically the GI Bill allowed them to do that type of thing.
Yeah.
And the GI Bill is a little different now. They're really pushing the education part of that and not really the entrepreneurship part, where you used to be able to take out loans and actually use the GI Bill benefit to start businesses. And now it's changed. It hasn't been like that since the 60s. So it's a lot harder, frankly, to get funding.
It is.
As you know, it's a lot harder to get funding.
That has been my number one issue from the very beginning. I started with my own money and doing pre-sales. Like I had $1,000 and I did pre-sales, and I was able to continuously turn things over to where merchandise came in, more coffee and all this other stuff. No loans, nothing. Right. I got a little bit of a line of credit, you know, but they're all looking at your personal credit. If you're not working, then you're screwed.
Absolutely.
They're not looking at a vision and what you can do and what you've already done. I mean, you got to think, I'm post-revenue. I was making money before I had products. You know, it's insane, but it's not like that anymore. And that's why, just like now, how things have turned over, this facility, it's all due to the help of a veteran charity called Green Zone Housing. All right. These guys make these homes for veterans that are getting out of these therapy programs, right? And they're basically walking them out of this and like, look, we have built you a home. It's in this community, and it's out of Conex boxes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
They take these Conex boxes and they make homes. They also make like all kinds of other stuff, but they're like, look, we want to make a facility for you. We have a veteran who has land. He's going to donate part of his land. We can plop it on here. We're going to build it out. And then our initiative is to get you rolling, a success story, and get veterans in there to work. And I'm all about it, dude. That's so motivating.
Yeah, man. It totally is.
And now
there's a lot of, I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's just now, but you know, people see this and like, now it's kind of like, oh, I want to get in, you know? And it's like, okay, I revamped my business plan and yes, I do need more capital to get this running, but it wasn't like that in the beginning. But that's where I tell the individual, you have to buckle down and fight for it every single day, you know, but don't get so in tune. Like, you know, there's times where you have a family, you know, most people have a family. I'm not going to say everybody, but, you know, between your parents, but like I have a wife and kids, you know, you can't let it consume you to where that's not a part of your life either.
Right.
You know,
it is a delicate balance.
Yes, it is a very delicate balance. And if you can do that and you're humble, you know, I don't use sex to sell, you know, I try to bring everybody in on this. I don't mind sharing, you know, and even like I got contacted by Dakota Meyer.
Yeah.
You know, he's like, dude, like, this is great. This is cool. Like, you know, he's following me on Twitter and I think Instagram and some other stuff. And we're talking about some cool things we could possibly do in the future.
Yeah, man.
But where was, you know, the money coming at you and everything in the very beginning? It wasn't there.
No, it's not. And it's like they want proof of concept.
Yep.
And how you're supposed to get proof of concept without, you know what I mean, without the money. So it's just it's getting creative and bootstrap and just busting your ass. I mean, that's really what it's about.
A lot of banks, they want at least 2 to 3 years of you in business.
Yeah. Yep.
And it's insane, man.
Yeah. So it's just creative financing, right?
Yeah.
Shit. But all I know is it's more and more every day, man. You see veteran businesses out there just doing good things. So
I think it's fantastic.
There's a bunch of people doing good things, and yeah, man, just out there fighting the fight. That's it.
Yeah, and when you know, I do agree with you. Back in, you know, after World War II, people got out and they're like, I'm going to do something. You know, I want a business. I want to make an impact, and just the ethics and morals, and standards that they had for all these businesses that came about, and look at how America was then, right? And then where we've gone from there, where it's gone away from that. And, I hate to say it, more of a liberal mindset, like, oh, baby killers and all this other shit.
Right.
And they look at the businesses too, like, oh, well, this is run by some baby killing freak, some dysfunctional veteran who's got anger issues. I'm not going to support that. We don't need that in America. That's not beneficial for us. And I hate that label, man. I think it's just ridiculous. And I do think that there needs to be more programs out there to either walk along some of these veterans and help with the monies that's needed for this capital.
Right.
But even so, I'm seeing veterans get into that, like street shares.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Great.
Started up by a veteran, and there's another guy in on it, and we need more, individuals like that can set up a better chance for some of these motivated hard chargers, these war fighters, to get out there and do something.
Yeah, for sure. So, with Counter-Strike, you're obviously, you said that you were expanding. Let me ask you, this is something I'd always wanted to ask you. What is your favorite blend of coffee that you would make?
Oh, and those are two different questions. So my favorite, I do love the Never Quit. That's the vanilla caramel rum, Irish cream, and chocolate.
The one, isn't that the one for the Lone Survivor Foundation?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And then
I've had that too. It's pretty good. It sounds like it's a bit overwhelming, but it's actually pretty freaking good.
Well, that's because I don't want the flavor to overwhelm the coffee. I still want you to taste coffee, but have that flavor note behind it. So
right, for sure.
The other thing too is it's not out yet, but this call sign chaos coffee that's coming out is like, oh my God, dude, it is like crack. And I'm working farm direct with some of this stuff, and it's so good. And it's considered a bourbon type bean. It's a large bean. It's single origin, and all this stuff. It's certified organic, shade grown, fair trade, all of the hipster side to it.
Right.
And it's small batch roasted, so it's a premium artisan roast of coffee, right? And it tastes amazing. And this one in particular, dude, like I had a cup, and then it was one of those things where I was like thinking about it. Like, oh man, I gotta have another one. Right. I'm dreaming about call sign chaos, and dude, like,
that's awesome.
And man, I bet if I can get that in old General Mattis's hands, dude, it'd be over.
Hell yeah!
How cool would that be?
That would be sick, bro. That's crazy. Yeah. So tell me about VOC Radio. Let's move on to one of your other projects here.
Yeah, so VOC Radio, it's empower, enrich, and enlighten veterans in the community alike on what we're doing out there. So we bring on a veteran or a veterans like type supported company, and we bring them on the radio show, basically go over what they did in the military or how military has impacted them to what they do now.
Right.
A lot of charities, but I mean, you're finding where it goes from apparel to even spices, grill spices. It's insane in movie productions, documentaries and so on and so forth. The list just goes on. And when we basically wanted to let everybody know that, like, hey man, like we're doing stuff out here, be a part of it, watch it grow, help, where you can. And if there are these groups out here that if somebody that this could be impacted by it, hit it up. Like there's a company out here that is run by veterans. They train veterans in particular to do metal work, welding, steel, beam work, and all this stuff, and then job place them, man.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
It's insane. So it's VOC Radio with Rob and Doc. Rob is a Navy veteran himself. He was in for, I think, 4 years, and he's more of the serious side, the radio type voice, and I come in with comedy, and I'm Doc. I'm crazy Doc.
Right.
I have a little rant that I do when something pisses me off through the week, and I feel like, sharing it, or if there's some stuff where the media goes away with it, this left-sided, communistic type media that just wants you to think a certain way, that I put it out there like, who cares? Get off it. I'm so sick and tired of it.
Just live your life for hell's sake.
Who cares? Leave, Trump alone. Leave, certain groups alone. Just leave it alone.
Get out there and do business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you had Dave Bray on earlier in the month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had Dave on this show. God, I think it released like 2 weeks ago. Great dude. I've known him for quite a few years. He's a pretty good dude. So
yeah, great guy. Guys from Combat Flip Flops were on. Dog Tag Brewing.
Yeah, man.
And yesterday we had what's his name? Craig Sawman Sawyer.
Yeah, Marine SEAL, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, he started out as a Marine and then he became a SEAL.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, man.
That's right. I mean, total badass, and he's on there with that mail call with Gunny.
Oh yeah, man. So, and then, dude, Sawman freaking, and then he became a U.S. Marshal, I think, after that or some shit. That's crazy shit. Guy's a freaking stud.
And he's pushed a thing out there where he's got I think it's a 501c3 where their whole thing is human trafficking.
Yeah.
And if anybody's going to lay the hammer down on human trafficking, this guy could.
I know they used to go over to Africa and do anti-poaching work as well.
Yep, that's right.
Which is pretty crazy. So
yeah, it is crazy.
Yeah, man. So you've made it through the freaking fire or you're getting there, I should say, right?
Yeah.
Coming out the other side, maybe a little burnt, maybe a little scorched. But where is it all going right now?
So where it's going, I think the cool thing is, we are being sought after to do veteran events. Like I get asked to come out and speak. I was going to do an MC gig this week, but it got canceled, where I'm getting on stage and kind of sharing my story and, motivating people. But I get asked out to go, do the coffee thing at like NRA convention, SHOT Show, and some of these big events where it's like, I mean, hell, I was sent out as a VIP to the Sundance Film Festival in Utah.
Right.
My stuff was out there. I was, hanging out with the stars and, being a very big part of that. And it was insane. Like, Chris Tonto Peranto.
Yeah, man. From 13 Hours.
Yeah, dude, Benghazi survivor. The guy.
Yeah, I feel like I saw a video with you and Rudy Reyes out there too.
Yeah, me.
Dude, Rudy, I love him, man. He's a piece of work. He's such a good dude with a big heart, but pretty funny, man. I feel like I saw you.
Very touchy-feely.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. He likes to hug.
Yeah, for a recon cat, and he was doing he was just doing crunches. I go into the bathroom, and he's in there just like slaying it out.
He's an animal.
And, and then some of the stuff, it all kind of comes back around. So like when I'm doing some of these events, then I get hit up from like Grunt Style and Alpha Outpost, like, hey, we'd like to do this. Let's look at that. And I'm like, all right, the opportunities just kind of keep going up. So the future, of course, is more brand exposure, getting it out to the people. I'd like to increase my marketing budget as well, but it's really getting that base facility up and running, a warehouse, distribution, and roastery.
Right.
That's the main part. And then also getting into coffee shops where we have coffee shops coming up. I'm looking at some space now in a big time grocery store out here in Texas called H-E-B. Of course, I'm going to need a good backer to help me get into there and, set this thing up. But man, the foot traffic in those places are just insane. And then where can I put some of these coffee shops that I want to build up to where it's in the right community for the right people that are craving this, that want to kind of get away from some of the hippie liberalish type coffee shops and communities to where they can go in and, open carry talk about, what they did slaying souls and not feel bad about it and get a damn good cup of coffee.
Right. Yeah, man.
How much have we been brought together by coffee, in our lifetime, either in the military or outside? It's, that's where hey, let's go meet up for a cup of coffee.
I mean, that's like, it's funny because the work that I do, like doing coaching and peer work and stuff, almost, I shit you not, probably 75% of it's done in a coffee shop. Whether it's like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or freaking a local, there's a couple local places in the Syracuse area I like to go and meet guys. But yeah, man, it's surrounded by coffee. And I mean, how many times in the military was it just about a freaking cup of Joe, period?
Oh, yeah.
Like that was the only sunshine you had in the freaking day.
Scrounging whatever you could. Yeah, scrounging whatever you could to get a cup. And, and I dislike some of the bashing on Starbucks because when I was overseas, dude, they donated coffee to us.
Well, they still do. I was at the Starbucks today with a veteran in Watertown, which is right outside Fort Drum, where 10th Mountain is. And on their walls, I mean, I know, and you know what? I can guarantee you that at least, probably every single one of those baristas is a military spouse or a veteran themselves.
Or a veteran themselves, that's right.
I know it for sure. I've met a couple veterans that work at Starbucks as well. So it's like, I mean, they had that hiring initiative a while ago, and they still send coffee. At least individual Starbucks do, man. But whatever. It doesn't matter. Again, it's everything. Usually, what I'm talking about here is that you're doing it right when you get haters.
Yes, exactly.
And when you get people hating on you, you probably know that you're doing something right.
Oh yeah, and I got that too. Trust me. But if I can kind of provide that atmosphere, and then like a meeting center or a place where you can have like a cigar night for vets or something.
Man.
Or
did you ever hook up with Carlos? I know you did.
Oh yeah, dude, and we're working on more stuff with that too. Cigar nights for vets out here in Houston.
Yeah, man.
And that's been great. But like even at firefighters, EMTs, police, L.E.O, it's it doesn't matter, and patriots alike. Give them a little bit of a different atmosphere where they're a little bit more comfortable, but they're down in some seriously awesome coffee.
Yeah, man. For sure.
And that's what I want. And the thing is, to me, it's not monetary. Of course, I do want to provide for my family, but if I see an impact and if I see how people love it and it's being talked about and it's in a positive way, then that is what makes me the happiest. Right. Because I see that my thoughts and my ideas are going to work for something good.
Yeah, man. You got to take care of some mac and cheese.
Man, I know. A little mac and cheese, dude. She's crazy. That's my daughter, in case anybody doesn't know. She's about 2 years old.
She's so funny.
Out of my two boys, like Jared's 11, Tanner's 7, they're great, smart, quiet kids for the most part, well-mannered, and then there's mac and cheese, dude. She is crazy.
Off the chain, like her dad.
Oh man, I would have never expected this little girl to be like that, and here she is just, man, kicking ass and taking names. I'm like, oh, dude. Climbing shit. Yeah, just like her daddy, dude. Big personality. She's a handful. She's awesome.
She's pretty. Oh man, I see the posts and stuff, and then I see your boys on some like videos that you do for the coffee. It's pretty funny. Pretty funny stuff. Yeah. What was it? The jalapeno bacon video or something that I saw not that long ago.
Yeah, I did. And that just came to me because I have different. I'm on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Google pages, all that stuff, Twitter, and I was making dinner for the family, and this HEB had this jalapeno bacon, and I'm like, Jesus God, thank you, America.
Right.
And I'm cooking this stuff up and it smells great. And it just flashed in my head, dude, oh my God, let's do a video. So I just threw it together and then mind blown. And I had that explosion in there. Right. But yeah, the kids, dude, like Tanner, I had him do some crazy, he's a little crazy man in some of the videos for like Christmas. And there's some where he just slaps the shit out of me, right. Where he's this little, attitude kid. And And I swear to God, we did that I had to take 5 takes because he didn't want to hurt me, you know? And I'm like, no, Tan, I really want you to slap the crap out of me. And he's like, okay. And like, after the 5th take, I was like, all right, you got it.
All right. We got it.
We got it, dude. Good job, man. And of course he's like, ha ha ha. But yeah, you know, but that's the thing. It's, you know, apart from bringing in the other veterans and, you know, expanding that community with it, but also it's family oriented, you know, it's, you know, business, it's everything. And even females, I don't want to just market to males. You know, I have Bombshell Brandy, which is a Brandy Alexander flavored coffee. And you know, I back the Pinups for Patriots, you know, and they have a big initiative with female veterans, you know, transitioning and stuff.
Sister podcast, the Cigars and Sea Stories on Heroes Media Group. Just putting that out there.
There you go. You know, that's the stuff that I want to get out, that I'm not just this guy that's going to only direct towards the men, use sex to sell and make it derogatory, drink up, you know, and try and get some pussy all the fucking time. Like, look, there's a better side to what we can do. And I think I can show you through Counter-Strike Coffee.
For sure. So if you could give veterans out there listening that are transitioning or whatnot, a good piece of advice on what they should do, in your opinion, what would that be?
Now, transitioning like entrepreneur, or just someone transitioning, period?
I mean, transitioning, you know, I mean, we've got guys getting out, we've got guys that are looking towards entrepreneurship. Answer both, maybe.
You know, it's one of those things where there are so many resources, but you have to seek them out. Seek them out. That's what I did. I spent time to do research, to Google search and all this other stuff. Like, look at Bunker Lab, you know, the bunker. These guys are making huge impacts, you know, for everybody in transitioning, you know, individuals. There's so many different charities and groups and people that want to help and see their brothers and sisters succeed, no matter what it is, whether you want to be an entrepreneur or work, you know, in society, or if you want to volunteer, that you just gotta buckle down, see what's in your neck of the woods. If there's not, like, if it needs to go beyond VFWs and American Legions, you know, in your area, online is a huge resource. You know, go to the library, check it out. You know, I'm trying to, for anybody, like, say they're in the sticks and they don't have that kind of resource out there, you know, go somewhere, you know, and hit this stuff up and do the research, because taking time to do that is going to pay off for you in the long run. It has for me, and I know it has for a lot of other people.
And I know that you will echo this as well, and I know that we've touched on it before. One of my biggest things is to get guys to go find mentorship. And if you can find, I mean, you would not be where you're at if you didn't have mentors, period.
Correct.
And I wouldn't be. I sure as hell wouldn't be. So, and you know what? You'll find mentors in the most crazy-ass places. Yep. So go out there and actively search for that. Find some mentors, and don't be too cool for school. Take advice from some people that have been there, done that. Yeah.
Put pride and put, you know, whatever you feel like you've done that's just been so detrimental, or that you felt like you didn't do anything at all, put all that aside, man. It doesn't matter. We're all in here for the same goal, right? You know, to help our brothers and sisters out, to make an impact in the American community, amongst our community itself, and then reduce that number of suicide, you know, the even killing themselves with alcohol over time and pills, and get that negative light that's kind of lingering over veterans and military right now, and wash all that shit clean, man. You know,
for sure. Well, Doc, tell us where we can find you.
All right. Well, if you Google Counter-Strike Coffee, you're going to find it all there. But Facebook, Counter-Strike Coffee, counterstrikecoffee.com. Like I said, you can, I think it's CSC_coffee on Twitter. But like I said, if you just kind of search it, you'll find it on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Google page. Find that stuff out. And there's a thing where you can contact me, and I do a lot of the customer service, and I respond pretty quickly. So if you have questions or you want to try and get involved, just hit me up and we'll go from there.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks for coming on, Doc. As always, it's been a pleasure.
Yeah. I like to see, if you guys follow along, it's one of those things where you're going to, basically, I want people to be a part of how this grows. Yeah. So you'll see it and you'll kind of live it yourselves. So,
and we'll be there. Anything you need, as usual, just holler if you need some help, or if you ever, need anything, let us know.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds great. I guess you guys too, if you need that liquid motivation.
Yeah. All right, man. I appreciate it. And thanks for tuning into another episode of Change Your POV. Go to your podcast player of choice, subscribe, rate, review the podcast, and listen to great episodes like this one from Doc. All right? So until next time.